Just a little sneaky peek. Hey everybody, I'm Britt for those who don't know me, and a big part about me is my taste in music and my love for music, and it's also a huge part of like my healing journey. I'd kind of like reflected back. This was when I was really deep in my dark point of life, and I reflected back on a time when I was like happy and just calm and at peace, and I was like, what was one thing that I was doing that's different from right now? And it was listening to music more. I just like listen to music. I was watching music videos all the time. Like when I was at the gym and doing cardio, I was constantly like rocking out, like headbanging to my favorite music videos and my favorite bands. So I was like, okay, it might sound small, but I'm just going to start doing that again. I'm going to start watching less TV and just like listening to music again. And once I started to incorporate that more into my life, it was like pretty instant that I was like, wow, I feel a lot more at peace, you know? And my therapist was like, that's because music is your form of meditation. Like it does not have to be this sitting and just being quiet. Meditation is different for everybody, you know? And that really stuck with me because I have always felt like music can describe how I feel better than I ever could. When my therapist has said like, music is your therapy, that really did stick with me. And so I had kind of like even reflected back to high school. One of the things that I had done was, it was like decorative paper, like scrapbooking paper kind of. And anytime I liked a lyric from a song, I would like write it in cursive and I would put it on the wall. And so my walls were just like covered in all these lyrics. And I had an accent wall in my room that my dad, like, he's really good with precise lines and painting and all that. So he painted me a black and white wall, and my mom is really good with vinyl. So it had in big like vinyl words, it said, where music fails, music speaks. And I still believe that to this day. For me, music is my therapy. And it is kind of funny. It was more so before I had tattoos, but like before I had tattoos, people were always like, you listen to that music? Because I do. I like more of the punk and the metal music. Like that's more where I gravitate. Like, do I listen to, you know, pop and occasional country? Sometimes, yeah. I used to a lot more, but not as much anymore. I just feel like the punk metal scene I just feel like they tend to focus more on like mental health and helping people feel like they're not alone, and maybe that's why I feel more connected to it. And I don't know, it's so funny. I feel like I've just met people who feel like, oh, they're scary looking because they have piercings and tattoos, but they're some of the kindest people I've ever met. Like, even though the concerts they're moshing and stuff, most of the time they are looking out for people. I remember the first time I went to an I Prevail concert, like I was at the front. Usually you like go to the front to try and like avoid the mosh pit, but that was a crazy concert. Like I still got beat up even though I was at the front. But there were some people like some guys in the back behind me. I didn't know who they were, but they were bracing to make sure that my sister and I were not getting hurt by the mosh pit. It's a natural thing. People just look out for each other at those concerts. That's been my experience most of the time. I love that kind of music and it's cool. A lot of those bands even put out like acoustic versions. So those tend to be the versions I will fall asleep to. I often find like lyrics that I hear in those songs and I'm just like, they resonate with me so much. It'll give me like chills. Hi, Bail, you want to come join? Some of my favorite bands are, I Prevail is like number one. I'm not sure how it's going to be honest, with Brian leaving. If they can maybe find a clean vocalist so it still keeps that vibe, it potentially could, but I really don't know. I love Bad Omens, The Amity Affliction, Caskets, Dayseeker. Like love those bands. I've seen them multiple times, just like love them so much. Recently, I just can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I think I want to do like a mini safety eye drop where I'm just kind of like creating eyes that are based off of like whether it's a lyric or a song or anything like that from my favorite bands. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is a song that got me through this hard time. It's just more so like, this is the band that I feel like has really helped me get through this hard time. I just instantly had a vision for this eye. And I've always wanted to kind of make an eye that was, it's called Like a Villain, which is a song by Bad Omens. If you are a Bad Omens fan, you've probably heard it. When I made my Maleficent-inspired dragon by Snuggle Beans, I even put this song like over the reel of it because it's perfect. They literally are like a villain. It's like, oh, that song just gets me. It's so good. It's so good. And just like the other thing I love about Bad Omens is I'm like, they're weebs too. You have to catch them at the right times though, because I feel like their anime shirts sell out so fast. So when I saw that they had this like Attack, I gotta stand up, this Attack on Titan shirt, I freaked out. I was like, I need it. I need to buy it right now or else it's gonna sell out. Because they had a Death Note one a while back and it was hard to get. I feel like it's sold out so fast. So that's another thing I love about Bad Omens is I'm like, not only are they really talented and I just like love Noah's voice. Ooh, so good. And he can scream. Some of these singers are so talented. Lead singer of Dayseeker is the same way. Clean vocalist and he can scream. Ooh, I just love these bands so much. I just love that Bad Omens is like such an amazing band and nerdy like me. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of show like the Like a Villain set because I love when I have a vision and it just works on the first try. Sometimes like my vision, I'll have it and it just doesn't work. And I'm like, oh. Because when I'm designing for like a safety eye drop, sometimes I have to draft a set like 4, 5, 6 times before I'm like, that's it. And other times it's just first time. And the Like a Villain set was the first time and I'm like, they color shift and they are like purple, blue with a little touch of green. The outdoors definitely picks them up a lot more that the color shift is there. But I was just like, I've had this vision. I've kind of wanted to make like a villain inspired set for so long. This is my time to make Like a Villain happen. I'm so excited. You know, there's multiple songs by Bad Omens that have really helped me. I know their song Burning Out has some lyrics that I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. The chorus, it's like the last bit of the chorus says, we're not perfect, but we're proud of who we are. Ugh. It's just perfect. It's perfect. I love music that I resonate with, and I love music that shows we're not alone. So if you're the same way, I would love to hear it. And I'd love to hear what your favorite bands are. And if you're an elder emo too. I literally just decided last night that I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make this happen. Yeah, I'm just feeling good. It's really nice to kind of, you know, have this artsy outlet as a way to, I don't know, to like cope and let out those emotions. It's just, yeah, it feels good. It feels really good. I know in my last video I showed that my next pattern is the emo baby and it was in progress, but my emo baby also has one of the drop eyes in it and I haven't finished that batch of eyes yet. So I guess if you watch this video, you will get to see my next pattern like complete because emo baby is right there. And In my last video, I also talked about how I really want to encourage people to use creativity with it, like add fur, color changes, all those sorts of things, which is what I did with my emo baby. It was I Prevail that inspired the pattern, so I really wanted to add all their like main colors that you see in their music videos, which is like teal, like dark blue, red, all those things into the plushie when I made him. And I also did that for the eyes. One of the eyes in the drop is called Trauma. So these are the Trauma eyes. I really so happy with how they came out. These ones were really hard. These ones were really hard to come up with because I felt like when I was trying to like add the red in, the red kept wanting to like overpower every other color. And if you watch their music videos, like specifically any of the videos, I would say for like the Trauma and the True Power albums, the red is subtle. Like it's a deep red, kind of like this, which I used the black is Zaddy Crafts yarn, and then the navy and the teal, that is Chanel Home Slim. And I just have a very subtle amount of, it's like a darker teal, that is Yarn Bee. When I was trying to design the eyes, the red kept trying to like take over everything, but it's very subtle in like all of their music videos. It's just like a touch of the really deep red, and I just wanted like a touch in the eyes. So if you look, it's just very, very subtle. But these eyes, they do, like the camera's not picking it up, but they do shift. They've got like a shift of dark purple, and I love how dynamic these eyes are. And one of my favorite things about safety eyes is when they color shift like crazy. So most of the time, like my safety eye drops are going to include color shift eyes. So yes, yes, this guy means so much to me. I love him. I love him. Every little bit of him, like the eyes, the make, the band, just everything about him. He's everything to me. So yep, one last look. Those are the Trauma eyes. And by now, I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram and whatnot, you have heard me mention that I Prevail is my favorite, and because I get to make the rules as far as how I go about my safety eye drops, I can do what I want. So this definitely did not end up being a mini eye drop. This accidentally became my biggest drop ever. I ended up designing 5 different sets for the I Prevail collection, and typically I would say I do like 2 to 3 designs per like collection within my drops, and typically per drop I do like 3 different anime, because typically I do anime. This time I'm doing music, but typically I do anime. So yeah, I was definitely shaking it up this time. I Prevail got 5. I could have done a lot more, but I was like, Brittany, you need to chill. Like, you can always just do another drop with music. It's definitely gonna have to happen because there's way too many good bands out there, too many good songs, and I am just so easily inspired. I love it, but yeah, I'm so easily inspired that I was like, we're already up to 13 designs. You need to just like cut it off and just, you can do it later. On to the next I Prevail design. So this one is called Deep End. For this one, I was kind of going for just like, kind of like an ocean type of a feel. I have always really, really loved that song. It kind of talks about like making friends with your demons and like having insecurities, and even if you have it all, is it enough? Like, oh, I just love the lyrics of that song. I've always really connected with it. Just love that song. So I knew I absolutely wanted to include it in this drops. And I'm a sucker for, you know, teal and blue eyes, so they were a must. Another one of my favorite songs by them that I knew I wanted to have in this drop is called Hurricane. So that's this set right here. I don't feel like the camera's picking it up, but it sparkles like crazy, and it's kind of like a purpley blue. It's really shimmery, and This one's cool because in the music video, it kind of just like, it's a compilation of like different photos and videos just talking about their journey from where they started to like where they're at when it comes to the Trauma album at the time. And like, yeah, literally from them, you know, first starting the band to that point of fame and the whole entire journey. And I just thought, ooh, I got chills. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just so cool because there's so much behind the scenes of everybody in their journey to success. And I love that so much. The next one for I Prevail is called Bow Down. Oh, so for this one, if you watch the music video, it's like a lot of like red and like black and orange and whatnot. So I was trying to go for kind of like a fiery vibe because every time I listen to it, I'm like, oh, it pumps me up. It just like fire is kind of what comes to mind. And in that song, they're talking about anybody who doubts us, like get on your knees and bow down. And I'm like, I always feel so empowered every time I hear that song. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I usually will listen to it at the gym because it just gets me going. I am obsessed. So I knew Bow Down absolutely had to be used. And I did use this one. I used it when I was testing Ember the Dragon for Sphinx Crochet. I'll have to pop a photo up, but it's like, oh, I love it so much. And the last one I made, inspired by I Prevail, is called Doomed. It's like a dark blue. Let's see if it'll pick up the shift. It's really struggling picking up a shift. Not picking up, but these do shift a lot. But they're dark blue. They're like a dark blue purple, and they shift to kind of like a orangish gold. They're so pretty. I absolutely love them. Love them so, so much. And I actually have like photos. I'll have to pop them up. I have photos in like a hoodie that says I Prevail, and it's got lyrics from the Doom song because I love the Doom song so, so much. Like when I was in my darkest moments, it was the song Doom that really I relate to so, so much. The lyrics are just so relatable. And it's relatable music that really helps get me through those dark times. I really have a hard time like articulating how I'm feeling and saying it. So that's why I turn to music. And that's why I think I love I Prevail so much. Even though I know it's hard for me without Brian being there, I still have the 10 years with him there. So I will always like turn to that. And I'm really happy he's going solo. So at least I have that to look forward to. But I could say too much and I don't want to drag it on, but I love those 10 years of I Prevail and how much that music has touched and helped me. See if we can try and line them all up. And then Trauma's back there, of course. All right, there's the I Prevail options right there. I know earlier I already talked about the Like a Villain set by Bad Omens. That is literally like a set that I had kind of like lingering in the back of my mind for a long time. I don't even know why. I just always thought it seemed really cool. And it's probably because I always just thought like Maleficent was really cool. And when I made the Maleficent inspired dragon, I don't know, it always stuck in the back of my mind. Like I want to make a really cool Maleficent kind of vibe eye. So then when I went with this music drop, was like, that's it. That's my moment. So we'll show it off one more time since we're talking about Bad Omens. Yeah, there's the Like a Villain set. Get a little closer. Like a villain. And then the Burning Out set. I seriously wish that it would show off the color shift of these eyes. I do. I love the Burning Out, where it literally says, I was lost, but now I'm found. And then when it says, we're not perfect, but we're proud of who we are. Oh, see another chills moment. Gosh, I just love music that hits me right there. Love it so much. So that's brief because I know I already talked about Bad Omens, but we'll just show those off real quick. So Burning Out and Like a Villain. Come on, focus. All right, so there's those options. Up next, we're gonna talk about Caskets. I really love Caskets. It's so cool because Caskets is a band that I discovered. They had opened for like another band that I really love, and that's how I discovered them. And I seriously love when that happens. It's been really cool just kind of like see them take off more. But they're another band that they sing a lot about like mental health, and I see that just a lot in like the metalcore punk scene, and that's probably why I think I gravitate towards it a lot. But this song is called Falling Apart, and it's just every time I've been in that like low place, I listen to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so nice, because then I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, thank goodness. And there's hope, and I know eventually I'll get out of this. And so I knew I wanted to make a set that kind of symbolized that. And so that's what this set is, and it is called Falling Apart. So it's like this shimmery green with gold flakes. And I actually used this on a toothless that I gifted to somebody, so I'll have to like pop up a photo. And that reminds me, I forgot to mention the deep end eyes. I guess, so those are already available. I'll pop them up so you can see them together, because I did use these together. So you can kind of like get the idea. I used these eyes together. So this was Toothless and this was Light Fury. And I made Toothless and Light Fury, and this was a gift for somebody. And it was so cute. I felt like they worked really well together as like Toothless and Light Fury eyes, just like switch it up. Anyways, back to what I was talking about, which was the Falling Apart eyes. I went with green because green is the color of mental health awareness. So I knew I wanted to have like a green set, and this is just, like I said, videos, photos, they don't ever do it justice, but it's really just like a really pretty shimmery green. I love the gold little flakes in it. Their band is a lot, like their colors are a lot of gold, so I was glad I was able to like incorporate that into it. Yeah, I actually really love these eyes. I don't typically gravitate towards green a lot aside from Toothless. I realized this when I went to make a Toothless and I went to grab eyes, and I was like, wow, I really don't have green eyes from other people. So I really do like to use eyes from other creators when I'm making my own creations. I sell eyes, but I don't like to use my own eyes. I like to hype up other creators when I'm making my projects, if that makes sense. I was really happy with how these came out. So the second eyes for the Caskets collection is called Lost in Echoes. I am so happy with how these look. Ugh. And I was inspired to make them look this way. It's like a pink, yellow, black, touch of blue. If you watch the music video, that's like really what the color scheme is. And I knew from the moment I watched that video, I was like, I have a vision, I know how I want to do it, and it just worked. And this was actually a last minute like execution, because originally I had planned to do a gold set that was called Glass Heart. If you're on Instagram and you know Riley, which is Pocket Full of Posies. So if you look at her Luma pattern where she made Andarna with the gold eyes, that actually has my original Glass Heart eyes that were going to be in the drop. I pivoted because I ended up coming out with my Shine On collection eyes, which have gold eyes in them. And those are standard eyes that I now just have available on my website, that I have available between drops. Like I have available all the time. I didn't want to have a gold set in this drop now that I have a gold set always available, if that makes sense. I was like, I want to switch it up and do something a little bit more fun. So then in came Lost in Echoes. And honestly, I was like, I don't know if it's just because I really do love the bam and like colorful and just shifting of colors, but I felt like the Lost in Echoes was like, I love it. That's so much more of my vibe. And don't get me wrong, I love the gold eyes. I love the gold eyes of my Shine On collection, but these Lost in Echoes eyes, it just felt more like my drop kind of style. So, love. I was really happy with how these came out. Next band that we are going to talk about is called Dayseeker. This set is called Pale Moonlight. Ugh. So this one has kind of like stars, and I wanted to do just kind of like a colorful set because a lot of their like videos are pretty like colorful, and I just kind of wanted to like capture that. I was really happy with how these came out. And so the next set of eyes by Dayseeker, oh my gosh, which I just totally noticed, Pale Moonlight, the music video just came on in the background. It is a darker like song that just came out, but I wanted to kind of emulate like a colorful vibe. But this next set of eyes inspired by Dayseeker are called Sleep Talk. There's those. For these, I really pulled inspiration from the album cover for the song Sleep Talk. So I will put a photo of that up. I was super happy with how these came out. And this was also, at least for now, this was the one and only emo baby that I made that was not black. And I was like, oh, look at that. See what I mean? Encourage creativity. This one has color changes and fur. Yeah, I was so happy with how this little emo baby came out though. So cute, and just really, I felt like it pulled together the Sleep Talk eyes and just the colors of the Sleep Talk album really well. So these are the Sleep Talk eyes. Last but not least, when it comes to artists in this drop, Amity Affliction. I have seen them live many a times. I've been to their meet and greet. I really like them. I am bummed now though because their lead like clean vocalist, I don't know what is up with these bands, man. Lead clean vocalist is also no longer in the band, and that makes me sad too. So, but I still I love so much of their music, and when I was going through this hard time, so much of their music was really helpful. One of the songs that literally resonated with me so much was called Not Without My Ghost. So I designed this set. This one is called Not Without My Ghost. You can see it. So it's pink, but it's really got that blue shimmer, and it's got little like flecks that are like kind of gold. I don't know, they color shift quite a bit, but so I decided to kind of go like with pinkish blue because I don't know, I have a lot of darker eyes in the collection, and I wanted to not make the whole entire collection so dark. Honestly, this is going to sound totally funny, but there are so many like ghost decorations that are like pink and cute, and I love it. So I was like, I'm just gonna roll with it. So Not Without My Ghosts. Last but not least, the last set I designed, and this is inspired by Amity Affliction. I've always loved the song Like Love. I just think it sounds really good. It's catchy. I love to sing along with it really loud when I go to concerts. So I was like, I want this in the drop. These are Like Love. So they have like little hearts in them. They're a silver, very light elements of like purple in there. But those are Like Love. This drop seriously means like more to me than I could ever explain. I know I said like I'm gonna do a mini drop, and it definitely ended up being way more than just a mini drop. I guess that's what happens when you get really inspired and moved by things. Music is definitely one of those things that truly like moves me. And yesterday, as I was just like putting all the eyes into like a document so I could post it and show you guys, I just felt so like overwhelmed with emotions, like excitement, and just like, wow, I can't believe I did it. I finally am here. I am so excited to share them and just see what you guys make with them. So it just truly means so much. Like all the designs and even like everything I do, I pour myself into, and it just really means so much to me. Like when I made my account, I never would have imagined I would be here. It was all about sharing my art and connecting with people who had similar interests, and nothing has changed. It's still the same to this day. Now I'm just doing it in a way where I have a business, and it's just so incredible. I literally cannot thank you guys enough. See, I have a hard time like expressing my feelings. All I have is nothing but gratitude. So seriously, thank you guys so much. The eyes go live on Saturday, August 23rd. And I'm just so excited, unbelievably grateful. No amount of thank yous could ever express how thankful I really am. So if you like this video, and if you are a metalhead like me, please comment below and tell me what bands you like, what songs have moved you. I would seriously love to connect. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.